Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Yo, 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 what's up? This is John from J's Innovation Garage in the Peach Capital of the state, baby. Boys and girls, I tell you what, I just had to get on here and just see what everybody's up to tonight because I'm going to go and tell you right now. Did y'all boys and girls ride with me today? Did y'all boys ride with me today? Look at this haircut I got today. What is somebody different? And they only know one way to cut hair, off. I was there. Look, boys, look. I got some sun. Watch what I could. I watched what I could with Lowriders and John. Cars in the cut. Okay. Yeah, I tried to keep them 30 minutes or less. You know what I'm saying? I got somebody coming tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Well, I got somebody coming tomorrow after lunch. They said sometime after lunch, so fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Look here. Yeah, hot. It's hot in here right now. Man, I met some cool people. I actually run into this guy named Frank. He is an OG from California. He said that he's been in the game since 1970. No, I didn't buy a hat. I'll show you what I did get, though. So I met this guy named Frank. He said he's been in the hydraulic world since 1970. He said that when he lived in California, he worked for Red's Hydraulics, and then sometime he moved to Texas, and then he moved so he knows Red's Hydraulics and all others that went under. Yes. He didn't go, yes. So, then he moved to North Carolina, and he pretty much told me, I was telling him, you know, about my history and stuff like that, and then he pretty much told me that everything has went down. All the places, High Post, Reds, he just went down. Now, he wasn't talking bad. Yeah, so we talked about black magic. So he really didn't talk bad about nothing. He just said a lot of politics got involved and blah, 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 whatever. Just like that. So, but he did tell me what he was using. And he says this, that all that stuff is all coming from China. All the blocks, all that stuff's coming from China. Everything's China made, and it's just the way it is. But he was telling me some stuff is still made in the States and stuff like that. So we talked about all the stuff. He showed me. Now, those cars, now check this out. Those cars in the room, like in that room inside, the G-body, the Impala, the drop top, the convertible, all that was a part of it. Every bit of that was in his car club, every bit of it. Actually, when I met two of the guys in that car club, one of the guys looked at me and he said, "Dude, I know you." And I said, "What?" He said, "I follow you on YouTube and Facebook. I have followed you for years on Facebook." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Dude, man, you flat ass roll." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I did not suspect to see you here." And I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even know any of this stuff still existed here. I was invited by John Buchanan from Buchanan's Auto Sale, and he said, we talked about that. We talked about a few things. He said he gave me his condolence for Owen, which that meant a lot because that tells me people are paying attention. We talked about some other stuff, and he said, you need to talk to Frank. And I talked to some other guys there in the lowrider world, and they said, you need to talk to Frank. So when I found Frank, Frank said, that's what they call him, but that's not his name. He's got a weird name. And if he's watching this, I don't mean no disrespect. I just can't pronounce it. So they call him Frank. So everybody knows him as Frank. So he took me back inside. Yes. Yes, cars in the cut. Yes. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So he takes me back inside, and we go in there, and he shows me the Cutlass. He shows me his drop top. Everything inside. He takes me over the rope, and he's telling me this, that, whatever. Now, the Cutlass, the one with the Deadpool theme, that was his son's car. I like that setup. He said 2 pumps, 4 batteries, front to back, side to side, 3-wheel. That's all you need. If you're not going to do nothing crazy like competition, you can get away with this. You can not get away. You can do this. You can do that. I said, well, I was reading 8-inch cylinders in the front and either 12 or 14s in the back. And he said, yep. Then we talked about the whammy tanks. We talked about different things. And I said, I really like that setup. And so he was showing me that. And I said, I really like that. So the 2 pumps and then the hard lines. And then he says, if you want it gold plated and engraved, he has to send all that stuff back out to somebody he knows in California, in Cali. And he said, they will engrave all that stuff. And I said, no, I'm not. At this time, I'm not looking for that. I said, I like the chrome, but I'm also thinking about painting. And he said, well, let me show you what I've been doing. He said, 14s. Okay, Elko, I'll write that down. He showed me what he's building his wife a bomber, a bomber, a car. YouTube, don't flag me. It's a car. It's like a 1946 Chevrolet Aero sedan. We call them bombers. Relax. So, they're here in Risa. Yeah. So I said, okay, cool. So he's showing me this, and he was showing me, yeah, I think he said that. I think he said that, Elko. I think he said that in the valley. So he said, I'm painting everything for my wife's car. And then I said, well, that's cool. And then he was talking about, man, we paint, we do that. And I said, hey, I said, I know I look like a gringo, a white dude, in blue jeans and boots, you know. I said, I wasn't expecting this. I said, but let me show you a little bit of stuff, because he didn't know, he didn't see none of my stuff, you know. So I showed him, and he's like, oh, then you got it figured out. And I said, well, I ain't got it figured out, but I know what's going on. And he says, he said, okay, cool. Would you like to paint it? And I said, I don't know. I said, I like the chrome, but I like the paint too. I like the graphics. I like this. I like that. I said, so what? He said, I got all this stuff in stock. He said, I'm a dealer. Man, I cannot think of the name of that company. It's an abbreviation of something. I want to say it's like CC something or GG something or I can't remember. I can't remember what the abbreviation was. CCE. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it, Elko. I think that's it, Woody. He said he was a dealer for him. He keeps all that stuff in stock. And he's not that far from me, honestly. He's only like an hour and some change from me. So, and I'm like, really? And he said, yeah. And I told him where it was, and he's like, I don't know where that's at. And I told him, and he said, oh yeah, I know where, I know that place. I said, well, I'm not like 20 minutes from that place. He said, oh, then you're not that far. And I said, no. What's up, Dan? And I said, no. So he was showing me that they make this mountain system that goes in the trunk that fills up the void, and then the pumps and all that stuff fits to it. And I said, yeah, I can make all that. And he said, what? He said, you want me to do the install and all this? I said, to be honest with you, I just need to buy the parts. Yeah, the rack. They make a custom rack and they paint it, or they have it chrome plated or whatever. I said, or powder coated. I said, to be honest with you, man, I just need to buy the parts. If you'll sell me the system, I can do the rest of it. And he goes, okay, I respect that. So I said, but you know what? Just for shits and giggles, give me it both ways. And he told me, he said, well, with 2 pumps, all the hard line, he said, I can build the pumps, the valves, or the pumps. If you want to do a whammy tank, I said, no, I really like the way this setup is in your son's car. I really like that. He said, I can do this setup right here. I can plumb it all together. Everything will be plumbed together. And we kind of just put it on, like, I said, you can put it on a piece of plywood. Just bolt it to a piece of plywood, and then I will just unbolt it and put it on my rack that I'm going to build in the trunk. And he said, okay. And he's like, well, I use die-hard batteries at Advance because they got a good warranty. And I said, well, I got a good deal with excess power. He said, oh, then if you're using excess power batteries, then you don't need he said, oh, I said, yeah, I got a deal with excess power batteries, AMG batteries. He said, well, then we can knock this much off the price. And I said, yeah, so I heard that name too, Hoppos. So some guy told me to talk to he gave me his number, Hoppos. I never found him at the show, but somebody said Hoppos or Frank. G found custom since '88. Okay, so Alex from Hoppos. Let me write that down. Let me write that down. I wrote that down, Elko. So, and then, well, I appreciate that. So, and then I said, because I'm building a custom speaker box, and he's like, we do that too. He said, man, we do it all. We do paint, body, interior, juice, we do it all. And I said, that's me too. And then the other guy walked up and he was telling him, and he said, this is the guy I was telling you about, blah, 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 blah. And he said, oh, okay. So now they put a face with a name. And it's like, dude, that whole car club already knew me, but they never met me in person, which is kind of weird. You know what I mean? And there was like 30 people in their group. There was like 30 people. Let me get my pen quit right. Hold on a second. There was like 30 people in their group. And man, they were super nice, man. They were super nice. All right, let me write this down. Let me write this down. G-Fam Customs, New York City, and then Alex from Hoppos. I mean, they were super nice, man. What's up, Tulu? Have you seen that Regal Winston Champion YouTube score? No, I have not. So they were super nice, man. I mean, they didn't like shun me out if I asked questions. They kind of told, and it was very refreshing. You know what I mean? It was very refreshing. Everybody was super nice. Tell Robert. All right, hold on a second. Let me write this down. So tell Robert. Is it Robert or Roberto? Which one is it? Is it Robert? Turbo Steve. And that is from G-Fam Customs, New York City. And then it's Alex from Hoppos. So they were super nice, man. And I felt like, I was like, damn, I need to buy me another pair of Chucks. I need to get me some fucking shorts. I burned my ass up in them red tag Levi's. I had those Brunt boots on. Dude, in the words of Built on a Budget, it was hotter than a Cooter Brown. It was hot. It was hot. It was hot. High socks. Oh yeah. Flannel shirts, button all the way to the top. The glasses, and then the rags to wipe the sweat. Dude, Elko, I have not seen that type of culture since my time at Coronado and San Diego, LA. Man, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. When I grew up here, oh, it was hot, man. My thermostat was stuck. My percolator was I felt like one of them hit and miss tractors at the ice cream. I felt like one of them hit and miss ice creams at the damn state fair. That's what I felt like making that ice cream. It was hot. But I don't even know where I was going with that. But I have not, oh, I know what I was gonna say. When I was growing up, there was 2 Hispanic families that lived in this county. 2 in this county. 2. The Hernandezes and the Reeses. 2. And I was friends with both of them. Gilbert Hernandez and his brother, all of them. And then on the Reesa side, you had Demetrius, you had Yanni, you had Moses, you had Ubit, you had Roberto. I was friends with all of them because in 1993, I had a Toyota pickup truck that had 2 pro pumps, 2 pro hopper pumps, had like 12 batteries. I still got the battery charger to this day. And 16 switches. I had true Dayton wire wheels, but then they got stolen. Then I got some McLean's. Button tucked interior, biscuits. Had Rockford Fosgate wall speakers, had neon lights. I wished, I want to build a dancing bed truck too. So let's see, and see what my neighbors see here, cookouts. Yeah, man, and now there is thousands and thousands of Hispanic families around here. So I don't know why I did not even, well, I've told y'all about the time I went to my student Roberto's sister's 15th birthday, Quincente, whatever it is. I got videos of that. They invited me there. I bet there was 1,000 people there. I was the only gringo in the whole freaking building, and they put me at the family table where the family sat. I know you ain't supposed to be envy of a culture. Yeah, I know you ain't supposed to be envy of a culture or nothing like that. But that culture right there is like bar none. Like I was so, when Roberto, my student invited me to that, it was a really, really nice card, and I thought he was getting married. And he's like, no, my sister. And I was picking with him. I said, so you're getting married to your sister? And he's like, no way, no. My sister's 15th birthday, and his mama was with him. And when he said way to me, she smacked him in the back of the head. And she just, I don't know what she said, but I know what it sounds like getting cussed out. I don't care what language it is, but she smacked him in the back of the head, and she's like, and he's like, he's telling her whatever. And then she looks at me, and she's like, sorry. And I was like, no, it's okay. It's cool, you know. They were some of the best students and the best guys. To this day, I still know them. But that culture is very, I know you ain't supposed to be envious of something, but that culture, I wish white people had that. I wish white people had that, but we don't. We don't. So the ones that's ever attended to one of those things or any of that stuff like that, my hat's off to you, because that is awesome. I mean, I love it, man. I love street corn, street tacos. I mean, yeah, look, Elko, it don't matter if you a daggone axe murderer. You still there, you know what I mean? And I've said this many, many times. So when I get here to this thing, you know, and you see, and I'm like, I was so motivated and so inspired today, because of what I seen, and everybody, you know, picking and cutting up and laughing. You got the car clubs, and you got them going when they would win. White folks still have that culture in close-knit community. In different countries, probably not here, not that I know of. Dan, not that I know of. Not that I know of. You tell me one. You tell me one, man. Man, they stick together. Man, they stick together, man. They're right up the street here, about 2 or 3 miles up the street. During the summers, they'll have parties, right? And they'll be jamming, man. And I know the guys up there, and they'll text me and say, "Hey, Wade, you want to come by and stop by?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'll stop by and I'll hang out with them for just a few minutes, just because out of respect, they invited me. You know, they didn't have to invite me, but it's well, Dan, I appreciate if your family does, buddy. Hats off to you. My family don't even know where my driveway's at, and they drive by it every day. I'm just saying, they don't even hit the damn brakes. You know what I'm saying? So it was very cool today. You know, it was very cool. I got some possible hits on the wagon, stuff like that. It was very, very humbling today. It's more centered around church. See, we're not talking about church, man. I'm not talking about that. Speaking of churches, on 902, is that the road I was on? 902? Ain't that the road I was on today, fellas? 902? I counted a church like every 3 or 4 miles. There was a church like every 3 miles on 902. In Chatham County, there shouldn't be nobody going to hell. Everybody should be saved on Highway 902. Everybody should be saved. There was a damn church like every 3 miles. It's more centered around church. What sucks, Lowrider community. Hey, yeah, so Elko, you know that guy with at Monte Carlo when I killed the thing? It says, I know the drill, license of restoration. A relaxed day needed once in a while. Yeah, 902, yep, that's TJ. On 902, I understand what you're saying, Dan. I understand what you're saying. The Hispanic church down here at the road, down here at the interstate, they have service 3 times a day. And then, man, there'll be like 500-600 people, you know. Yeah, and see, car care. I'll take a drink to that, buddy. That right there is what it's all about. That first word in that sentence that you think, I can't stand that. I can't stand that. That first word, I ain't gonna say it out loud because I don't want to get flagged. That word that you put in there, that race car word, can't stand that, man. Can't stand that. Can't stand that. That I cannot stand that. I will make you cry. I can't. So, it's a two-way thing. Mom on my own, brother. Master Gunny, everything. Yeah. So I got motivated today. I seen some cool stuff today. I met some guys today that I met some guys today that's gonna they want to collab on some stuff, and I talked to them a while ago when I was eating. And I'm real excited about that. So they asked me about collabing on some stuff, and I'm like, "You want me to collab with you guys?" And they's like, "Yeah, they said we got a 30,000 square foot shop." And I'm like, "You got a what?" He said, "We got a 30,000 square foot shop. We got equipment, we got machines, We got we got water jets. We got 2 CNC. We got CNC brakes, press brakes, and stuff like that. We want to, but we want to collaborate. Yeah, in the car culture here, is, so we have Performance and Restaurant here in Montana. Well, that's good. Hey, Master Gunny Sergeant, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. So super good today, man. I'm gonna take all this in and these notes, and I'm gonna reach out to people. But I told Frank, and I said I'm not gonna bother anybody until I get OG6 running and driving. I appreciate you coming to the channel. You first time, hit that subscribe button if you ain't already hit it. Everybody's welcome here as long as you follow the rules. So this channel is a little bit about everything. Every morning I do an 8 o'clock wake up call, and then we just talk about whatever. Also, we all wear the same clothes, drive the same car, live in the same house. We're all, hey, yeah. So this right here got a lot of buzz. There's some people, this right here got a lot of buzz. So I'm gonna show you. Woo, man, it's hot. My thermostat is stuck. So the right engine mounts have came in. So I want to, I'm gonna put these in, right? I'm gonna go ahead and put these in. So if you're new to the channel, this is a, let me get my fingerprints off this thing. If you're new to the channel, this is a, so if you're new to the channel, this is a 61 Ford box truck, which is that right there. This chassis is basically a 61, or this is basically a 61 F100, but it's a little bit shorter. If you go back and watch some old videos of the shorts, you can see what I actually started with. So this is 2x4 rectangular tubing that's been mandrel bent. It's a .188 wall. Here's the chrome ollie tubing for the engine mounts. So basically how this is going to work. I got some new ideas on, yeah, this is a now this engine's been rebuilt, transmission's been going through, but all this stuff will get taken back apart. It'll get oven cleaned and pressure washed. The block's been painted. I'll paint the transmission, run the exhaust. Everything will be jet coated. I'm a jet coat dealer. So if you need anything jet hot coat, I'm a dealer. This is a 302 out of a 94 Mustang GT. So I got all that stuff. Like I said, everything's welded on the top and the bottom, but it's not permanent. You know what I'm saying? This is the parallel forward link with a Z-bar. We made these the other day on live. This is a 9-inch with 373 gears in it. It's a disc brake conversion. That is, the guy wanted an automatic, so this is a AOD non-electric, is what that is. So it's Ford. Like I said, it come out of a Mustang too. It came out of a Mustang as well, let me say it that way. The coilovers, I'll be here next week. Coilovers will be here next week sometime. I got to go to Stock Car Steel to get some 5051 aluminum. Got to build a custom gas tank. Probably going to be 32 by 10 by 32 by 11 by 12. That'll give me right at 18, 19 gallons. It would be nice if I could just put a fuel tank back here, but I can't do that because the filler neck on this thing is right here, and I really don't want to change it because this thing is aluminum, right? This thing is aluminum, and I don't want to have to do no cutting on it because it's probably got magnesium in it, and if you've ever welded aluminum with magnesium, you don't want to mess with it. It could be a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to leave the filler neck what's there. It's a long story about this, man. I'm playing catch up on this, so, and I'm not talking about the ketchup you put on your French fries. No, this is a 302. It's a 5.0 out of a 94 GT Mustang. It's been completely rebuilt. I did a smog delete on it because don't need smog. It's getting the new Holley EFI system. Their new Sniper 2 system, it's getting that. I talked to a guy today, and I seen something he had at the show, and it's called 5 and 2 Customs. And 5 and 2 Customs, their logo is 5 and 2 with a cross in the middle. And basically it means 5 loaves of bread and, no, 5 fish and two loaves of bread. And then it's got the cross in the middle, which I thought that was pretty cool. I picked up on that. And he's like, you know what that means? I said, yeah, you know. And he's like, cool. So he had a vehicle there that he was building, a rat rod. And he actually done something that I was thinking about, but I didn't know how to protect the wires. He's actually running the wires. He's running everything into the tubing. Everything in the tubing, and then when he comes out of the tubing, it's going to have a grommet. So there is actually no wires, no nothing on the frame rails. It's completely clean and slick. And then goes from there. Yeah, it's looks like, oh, well, all Holley stuff now. It is, but it's fuel injected. Yeah, it is. It's fuel injection though. It's fuel injected. The injectors are right there. Yeah, it's fuel injected. So he's running all of his fuel lines, his brake lines. He's running everything through the rail and out. So when you look, there is nothing. It is slicker than slick can be. You will 2-piece dry shaft? No, it'd be a 1-piece dry shaft. The engine is setting at 3 degrees is where it's supposed to be, but I am going to make, where in the heck are they at? Oh, here they are. So I'm going to make some custom brackets, and you got me nervous flipping that carb. So I'm gonna make these brackets like this. Hold on, let me turn this around. We'll make these brackets like this. This is the cross member out of the Mustang. So when I bought this transmission, it, you know, got with it. So I'm gonna make these custom brackets. Gonna make them really, really nice. And then this is at 3 degrees. So the engine's set at 3 degrees, tilted back. And then in 1-inch increments, it's gonna, where I can drop the transmission down 1 inch at a time to fine tune the pinion angle. But the shocks are, these tubes are representing the shocks, which is 12.5 inches loaded. This is welded solid, where it's welded. So this is representing ride height, but it's not loaded. So when this goes down, this is gonna change. These are set at 24 inches center, 24 inches center. No, excuse me, 23 inches from here, 23. So they're equal. So I got some adjustment there. Yeah, I'm going to call, I'm a PST dealer, and order a dry shaft. Well, you can't see the one on the truck over there because the bed's on it now. But I still got to put the coilovers in the front and all that. So that's that. But yeah, man, it's, oh, let me show you some other goodies I got. So I'm gonna put these on, and let me show you what I did get. I did get something gifted to me. I thought I was gonna have to, let me show you all this. I got this shirt gifted to me. Look at this. Y'all probably can't see. It's probably backwards, ain't it? Let me do this. Hold on. Hold on, turn it around. Hold on a second. So, yeah, Pittsboro, North Carolina. So Lowrider Times Car Club, that's who put the show on. Lowriders Times Car Club, who put the show on. No, it's 373s. So this is nice. So this was gifted to me. This one was gifted to me. It's nice. Nice shirt. Let's see what it looks like. No, they didn't have no size. Whew. It's nice, ain't it? That's nice. So that's that one. So here's the other one. Here's the other one. Chinko gear. So here's the other one. It's hot. Yeah, it's actually all, yeah. Look at that one. Cutlass. Huh? What y'all think about that one? Huh? Let's see what this one looks like. Ooh. Yeah. Walk it back. Let's put this camera in here a little bit so y'all can see it. Hold on. Damn, my shoe about to come on. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now, you know what I need to do? I need to take this shirt to the person that makes my shirt and get them to put OG6 on the back. Now that's a plan. Yeah. So I need to take this shirt and get the person that makes my shirts to put OG6 on the back. Huh? It's a large, but I asked for an extra large, but they didn't have an extra large. So, yeah, hold on, I'll put it and I'll show you. Look here. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny right there. But yeah, that's that one. And then y'all just hang tight. Don't go nowhere. Yeah, I'd have much rather had a extra large, but it'd have been okay. So, comb in a pocket. Yep, so that's nice. Comb in a pocket. And some Ben Davis. Not no Ben Davises. Come on now. Come on. But man, it was a very, very good day today. Very good day. Yeah. Holla at your boy. Holla. Hey, you know what? Hey, Elko, here's something. Elko, here's something else. Elko, explain this to me. Explain this to me, Elko. So every time somebody, I guess I had to send you one of my shirts, extra. Yeah. With the crease. Hey, I can make, hey, look, I know all about it. I can make them stand up. Hey, Elko, answer me this question. So when the club members, when one of the club members would win and they would call their name up to the trailer or to the flat deck, like if they got if they got like best of show, best of paint, best engine, whatever, right? This is what they would do, right? So the person would walk up to the deck, up to the trailer, to the announcer. Yeah, I knew about the whistles. This is what threw me off, and I wanted to ask, but I didn't want to. I figured I'd ask you when I get to talk to you. So when the club member would go up to the announcer and they would get their plaque, and they had really, really nice plaques. And John Buchanan actually sponsored, so he got a sponsor plaque. And then I talked to the promoter and I said, hey, look, here's my information. Next time you have this, holler at me because I'd like to sponsor too. And he said, that's what's up, man. So I said, the next one you have, let me know because I want to be a sponsor, right? So here's what else. So when the club member would walk up to the announcer and they'd get their plaque, right? And they do their thing, take their picture, whatever. When they would walk back to the clubs, right? When they would walk back to the club, right? When that club member almost got back to the club, Elko, this is what they do. They'd go, hold on, how did they do it? They said, ooh, no, that ain't what they done. Hold on. They'd go, damn it. How did they do that? Let's see. Oh, they'd go, puto. They would do that. And there'd be like 20 of them that would do that. As that person's walking back to the club, they'd go, puto. What in the world? And they done, and every club done that. So, and hey, Cuddy, I had this in my pocket. I had my grandpa's sweat rag in my pocket. So I wanted to ask. So I'm asking you, Elko, since you or Cars in the Cut, what in the world was that about? Every time they would do that, every single time they would do that they would win. The only time they didn't do that is the only time they didn't do that if there was a female, which I know what that word means. When a female in the club won, they wouldn't do that. They would just do the high-pitched whistle. That's all they would do. So, I'm just curious. Pretty much. So it's like saying way, right? So it's like saying way. Okay. Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, Cars in the Cut. I heard that too today. I heard that. So it's almost like saying big dog. And like if you say, hey, way, I know what way means, and you can say it multiple different ways in multiple tones, which means multiple different reasons. I'm in North Carolina. So that was cool. So I knew it had to be something inside joke or inside something with the club, but they done it every single time. Only if one of the there was one club that had two females that won. Okay, or you got the juice. Okay, that sounds good. Hey man, the the car that was doing the hopping, he smoked the solenoids. He smoked them. So when I stopped videoing that, it was pretty much over. Because when they popped the trunk, y'all guys couldn't see it. Y'all boys couldn't see it in the video, I don't think. But the wind shifted directions, and I was probably 40 yards, 50 yards from it, and you could smell them solenoids. They were cooked. They were cooked. They were cooked. Yeah, the blue one. Yeah, okay, the blue one. It was cooked. It was cooked. It was cooked. It left on a rollback. It was cooked. Yeah, he melted that son of a gun. He melted it. He melted it. So, but I really had a good time, and I'm glad everybody that tapped in and watched it and participated with me. I'm glad that y'all tapped in and got to see a little bit of that car culture. Like I said, I try to keep them 30 minutes or under, so I got them all labeled part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you miss anything or the service was shoddy, some, they don't have engines. Actually, this one was a running, driving car. It was running. The whistles have a different meaning. Yeah, I do know that. Different pitches, different tones. I know they mean different things. But you know the cool thing about it now? You can buy earbuds. There's some words that I can pick up on, but they make earbuds now that you can put in your ears, and it translates that. So, not the whistle, but it translates some of the language. I know up there at the barbershop, one of the guys that cuts the hair at the barbershop, the Hispanic barbershop, that's where I go. One of the guys in there has 2 earbuds. So you can put one earbud in your ear, put the other earbud in his ear, and I can say, hey, look, I need this right here. And then it translates it into his ear from English to Spanish. And then he can tell me in Spanish, and then it translates to English. So be careful if you see somebody with earbuds and you are talking in another language. It might be deciphering what they're saying. Yeah, it's not going to pick up on slang. Always stop and see. Yeah. So check that out. And then I put a short up of the cars inside the convention center. Was really must have been. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get to ask none of that. I don't know. But Elko, the G body, the Cutlass that was in the building that you said it had all the hydros in the trunk, and you said that's a hopper. You said look at the back bumper and see if it's tore up. You were right. It was a hopper, and then they made the outside of it so nice that they're not going to hop it like that no more. They're going to redo all the hydros in the trunk just for show and just for riding, just for show and riding. But before they made it that nice with a nice paint job and all new chrome bumpers, they used to stand that one up on the bumper as well. So I just wanted to, but it can, yes. I don't know car care. I don't know what the setup was or nothing in that car. I just know that he cooked it. Okay, send me some stuff. You send me some stuff. Yeah, Tulu. Go back and I tried to keep them 30 minutes and under. Oh, well, for sure. I mean, if you're running like 72 volts, some of them, one of the guys said they was running 84 volts, and I heard one guy say 72 volts, and then I heard one guy say 84 volts. So I don't know exactly. I mean, I know what that means, but I don't know what kind of setup they were talking about. But, 84 volts, if you got 84 volts and you got 12 batteries and they're 2,000 cranking amps per battery, and you got 12 batteries, you got 12 times 2,000. I mean, it's going to get hot. He hopped it for a minute straight. Yeah, he sure did, Elko. And Elko, you know the bad thing about it was that was the third run, brother. That was the third run. I missed the two first ones because they were talking about it, and I said, yeah, when they gonna do that? He's like, man, they've already started in the back where the taco stands at, the taco truck's at. And I said, are you serious? So when I got back there, he'd already hopped it. He already done it twice. And they were charging the batteries with these rapid chargers over there on the side. You couldn't, I don't know if you've seen those or not. So that third time, or that time that I did the video, that was like the third hop that he was doing. And he went, you're right, he went for like a straight minute. So dude, he cooked that son of a gun. Yeah. So, but boys and girls, I'm really glad that y'all stepped in with me today. I know when I drove over there going through the country, I know I lost you guys because the signal sucked. Oh yeah, I just want to let y'all know I hadn't forgot about it, and I'm a man of my word. Just as soon as I can get up with Tulu, look at our boys and girls. Look at our blue, red, black. I got 3 toolboxes. 96 volts. So when Tulu and I can get together where I can do a live giveaway, somebody's going to get a toolbox of your color, black, red, or blue. You get one, and then that's going to be the grand giveaway. And then the other 2 giveaways are going to be some tumbler cups. So I got 2 blacks, 2 reds, and 2 blues. I haven't forgot about it. That was the goal. I said we hit 3,000 subscribers. I was going to give a toolbox away. I'm still going to do it. I just got to get with Tulu. We got to get our schedules together, and we got to get to it. But yeah, so, oh yeah, here's the other cart that I was going to show you guys that I picked up that y'all seen me put together live in about 20 minutes. I put all my electrical stuff. Don't worry about the skill saw blade. I put all my electrical stuff on this cart right here. And then in those totes, there's extra wire in one of the totes, and then there's wire loom in the other one. I'm gonna get some PVC pipe from Lowe's, and I'm gonna make some side pedestals to put these zip ties in. So they're in, I'm gonna put a cap on it, and I'm gonna put the zip ties. I'm gonna put the short ones and the long ones. Same thing with these little toothbrushes I got. What's up, John? Look, there's Buchanan's Auto Sale. John was one of the sponsors today for the show. Y'all, he's the one that owns the rat rod, 5 and 2 customs. Y'all go and check that out. But he was one of the sponsors for the show today. He was one of the sponsors for the show today. On Illinois, you want to run Acura Mazda black ones. Okay, so that's that. So I'm super excited about that. So I got some more cool ideas, and since I talked John and David, I think that's right. It'll take me a while before I remember his name. I think it's David, John and David. We talked today about some stuff, and I'm actually kind of, I don't know if I'm going to change directions on the whole cross member thing. I don't know. I don't want to rush this, but like I say, I like this idea where I made it where it's adjustable, and I'm utilizing the stock Mustang cross member. But seeing what I seen today with John's Buchanan's Auto Sale, what I seen today, I might be going back to the drawing board. I might draw me something up where I still utilize brackets like this, and then take that cross member. I might have to, and then build something a little custom. Yeah, there it is. David Stapleton, 5 and 2 custom. I already told him what the 5 and 2 stood for, but I'm thinking now, John, you've put that seed in my brain, buddy. Now I'm thinking, I really like this adjustability, and the way David was telling me how he was doing y'all's hoop in the back of your rat rod, where it was boltable and removable. Now I'm thinking that maybe we make something like this, where that top hole is at 3 degrees, that second hole drops down, that third hole drops down, where I can adjust my pinion angle. But instead of me using this stock cross member, which there's nothing wrong with it, but if you look at everything else, that's like the industrial feel. You got the tubing, you got the square tubing, you got the rectangular tubing, you got the link bars, you got the hoop, you got the cross member, you got the A-arms, you got all this stuff, and then you got the engine mounts. You got all that stuff, and then you got these mounts, and then you have this. This just looks like it's unfinished, or not really unfinished. It looks like you just took the easy way out just to get something done, right? Car care. I like my design. I like this, and I still want to do this, and make one on this side and one on this side, and then box it and then weld it in. But what I'm saying is take this right here. Yeah, Master Gunny Sergeant, this looks like it doesn't belong. That's my whole concept. This doesn't look like it belongs. But what we could do now, since I talked to John and David today, can still make these mounts here where they're adjustable, right? Where I can adjust it. Like you got, this is at 3 degrees, meaning when the transmission is bolted in this hole, the transmission is tilted back 3 degrees. But then if I need to tilt it a little more, typically it's 3 degrees. And then the rear end is set at 3 degrees down. So you got 3 degrees down here, you got 3 degrees down here. Now 3 degrees down here is not 3 degrees down here. It's different because the center line of this, or the height of this, is different from that. So if it's 3 degrees here and you got 4 foot, then if you know anything about math, if you go 3 degrees there, it's not going to be 3 degrees there. It's going to actually be more. But, so that's what I'm saying, car care. Still build these mounts here, but take this, the measurement of this, and build something custom. Because everything else is custom. You know what I'm saying? So seeing what the equipment that John and David have access to, that gives me a whole, and then seeing the stuff that is on John's rat rod that y'all seen pictures of and videos of. Well, it's not really weak. It's not really weak. I mean, car care, it's not weak. I mean, Ford's used this cross member for, years, decades probably. It just looks like Master Gunny Sergeant said, it looks out of place. It doesn't look like it belongs, So, and I'm actually kind of glad that, I can still get my guy to cut these. He just didn't cut them Friday. He can still cut them Monday, or I might not even just get him to cut them at all. I might just take, yeah, John. It needs to be a JG part. That's what it needs to be. So what I can do is, I got this side here, right? And you know what, I got this side here, which goes here, right? And then the other one is actually completely different because of way, I don't know where it's at. Where's it at? Well, Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. What I do with the other piece, y'all? I'll have to find it. But the other one on this side is similar to this, but it's because the cross member is longer on this side than it is on that side. So when I measure the engine from the block to the frame, it's 9.5. So and then I measure it from here to here to make sure this is center, right? And also, need to change it. Need to do a little bit of design change on it as well. That because the exhaust is going to come out and it's going to come over, right? It's going to come over and then come under here, tie into there, and then come out. But if we make this thing where this is at, and it comes up, right? Let's say that comes up and it notches back down and comes back down where the exhaust can run under, because this is where the exhaust runs on a Mustang. It runs under here. But bring this up, bring this profile up higher, and a higher arch, but no higher than the frame rail. Come back up and then come back down, and then make a bracket like this to grab onto it, of some sort. And then it comes up and comes over, and then the exhaust can run underneath this cross member and come out, and then turn. Well, actually, it'll be like right here. The exhaust will be like right here, and then radius under the tail shaft, or somewhere, come somewhere close, and then make this where it's adjustable, and then come down. So, I don't know. But I'll draw it up. Yeah, I made a heat shield on that truck there. And we'll go from there. So, but yeah, John, I'm gonna get. See, I already drew some stuff about the transmission. So I done drew some stuff. Transmission, how long it is, 18 inches wide, it's 7 inches this way, it's 13 inches at the transmission pan, it's 17 inches tall there, it's 12 inches tall there, this, that, whatever. I'll draw something up. And like I said, I'm going to put these engine mounts in tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm tired. I'm going here and spend some time with the little woman. See if she wants to watch something. If not, I'm going to wash the salt off my balls. I feel like a piece of damn saltwater taffy, and go from there. Let's see. Let me catch up on this. Yeah, I'll make a shield. Car carrying on. Hey, I like all the input, every bit of it. I like, because we're bound. It's like spitballing. We just keep spitting until something sticks. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I've been on there. Daggone, I've been on there 65 minutes. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. I feel like a piece of saltwater taffy. I believe I'm going to go in here and I take a shower. I believe my blood pressure is going to go down 10 points because all the salt I'm going to wash off of me. My junk sticking to my legs. I feel like a damn piece of saltwater taffy. The car show you showed me made me pull out my Lincoln today and wash. Hey, Elko, that's what it's all about, buddy. That's what it's all about. Master Gunnery Sergeant. You too, buddy, when JG working on it. Hey, I appreciate that cars in the cut. That's mad respect. I really appreciate that. I really do. Tomorrow after 12, there's somebody supposed to be come looking at the wagon. If it's in the signs, if it's God's will for the guy to buy it tomorrow, he buys it. If he don't, I'll keep it until it leaves. Remember, boys and girls, there is no bad days. And there's no failures, right? There's no failures, right? Somebody looks at it and says, well, I failed today. No, you didn't fail today. You learn a lesson. So whatever you done today, and if you didn't succeed with the goal that you was trying to do, don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as a lesson learned. And then take that lesson and write it down. And then learn from that lesson and do better tomorrow than you did today. But if you do the exact same thing you did today and you screw up tomorrow and you do the exact same thing, you're not learning anything. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity. All right? So, don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as a lesson learned. And remember, any day that you wake up and open them pearly eyes is a blessing. Everything else is a bonus. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. Don't waste 60 seconds on toxicity, negativity, and I'm going to say this from my man Tulu, because he got wound up like a little toy. You know those toys that you put the key in and you wind them up? Tulu got wound up on haters. I don't give a rat's ass about a hater. If I got 10 haters today, I want 10 more tomorrow. By the end of the week, I hope I got 1,000. I welcome all of them. You know why? Talk about me good or bad. Guess what? Newsflash. Come here. You still a fan. You still got my name in your mouth. So keep talking. Keep talking, baby. Because I promise you, I got receipts and check the resume. Talk all you want to talk. Jay don't care. I don't care. Talk all you want to talk. Tell all you want to talk. Do all you want to do. And just keep doing it. Because I don't care. And I want Tulu. I want Elko. I want you boys to forget about the haters. Forget about the guys in the backstage talking. Tulu, let me tell you something. I'll tell shit to different people. Try this, Tulu. Do this for me, man. You want to get a good laugh? Tulu, I'm fixing to give you some secrets. If you know that somebody's going back and they running them cheeks, they get bumping them guns, they being cheeky, right? Do this, Tulu. Tell different stories to different ones. Like, tell one person one story, right? And then tell another person a different story. And then tell another one a different story. Yeah. Then their asses will come, they will share the story, and then they will argue amongst them damn selves. And I'm sitting back here. Waiting to see who runs back to tell me that something I told, knowing that it was a lie, but I'd done that shit for spite, to see whose ass was going to come back and tell me. And when they come back, they arguing amongst themselves, and some of them won't even talk to you. They're arguing with no, hell no, that ain't what he told me. He told me this. No, I'm telling you what, he told me this, damn it. I know good and damn well. I'll call him right now. Call him. I'm going to call him right now. Call his ass. I'm calling him. I'm telling you, that motherfucker, he did, this is what he told me. God damn it, I know what he told me. And then they call you like, man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I ain't got a damn clue what you're talking about. And then don't even answer the phone and let them leave a message. Now you got their voice message of them saying, hey, man, so-and-so said this, and them some guns is running to death. They are running the roads up, killing themselves. Oh, let me take that back. They are, sorry, YouTube, I didn't mean to say that. They are running up the road, burning their gas, working themselves to death. Working themselves to death trying to figure out who's lying and who whatever. And I'm sitting back here eating damn popcorn, laughing my ass off because I've done this. I've done this so much. Guess what? Don't nobody come through that door. Don't nobody darken that door. Nobody steps their foot across that threshold. You know where they get all the information from, Jay? They follow me on YouTube. They follow me on Facebook. Do y'all know I just hit 10,000 subscribers on Facebook? I'm over 10,000 subscribers on Facebook. And I don't delete the haters. You got to have somebody to run back and report. You got to have somebody to run back and tell everything. So don't delete them. Leave them on there. Let them asses talk. Let them asses talk. Don't let the boys don't let them people get you all twisted up like a Keith Sweat song. Don't let them get you twisted up. And Elko, don't stay away from them. Stay away from that food, man, to give you the bubblies. The bubblies. Hey, you can't say that word, cars in the cut. I said that word while it was actually doing that. It was actually snowing in the yard, and I got banned for 30 days. So I'm not saying that word. I'm not saying that word. So I'm not saying it. I said, man, look at all the falling. And it was actually snowing outside, and I got banned. I got muted for 30 days. So I'm not saying that word. So, fellas, I'm telling you, if you stuck on here this long and you've been on here this long, I greatly appreciate it. Don't worry about it because, look, at the end of the day, the 3 reasons why people hate you or dislike you is 1, they hate themselves. 2, they want to be just like you. And 3, my most favorite, they see you as a threat. They see you as a threat. 1, they hate themselves. 2, they want to be just like you. And 3, they hate them. They feel you as a threat. They ain't but, like Tulu said the other night, they ain't but one of me. You can't make another one. And the world couldn't handle another one. So don't be worrying about somebody else's gift and what somebody else is doing and focusing on that. Because all the time that you're focusing on somebody else's gift and what somebody else is getting, you are blinded by what you just missed. Because you could have had a blessing right here beside you, but you're too damn busy looking over here at my man Tulu, and you didn't even see that blessing right beside you. Right? You didn't even see the blessing that was right here because you was too focused over there. If you motivate yourself, like Elko said, if you motivate, like what just happened today, if you motivate yourself and you share your motivation with everybody else, my man Elko rolled out his car today and washed it. Just because what he saw today, he got motivated. He got fired up. What would JG do? I want everybody to win. I want the haters to win. I want the people that can't stand my guts win. I want everybody to win because we only here for a split second. And God knows I don't want to spend my little bit of life that I have here worried about what everybody else is doing and who likes me and who does like me and who don't like me and who's going to do this and who's going to do that and who's screwing who and who's got what kind of tennis shoes on and what somebody else is driving and how much money somebody's got in the bank account. Why in the hell would I want to miserably my life to worry about that in the fetal position at the bed in the middle of the night worried about how much money that John Buchanan's got in his checking account or what Tulu's going to do next or somebody's getting theirs and I'm not getting mine. Why in the hell would I want to waste all that energy doing that when I could just focus on what I'm doing and create positive energy in my section? Because positive attracts positive. So if I'm putting out good positive energy, guess what? Tulu right here right beside me, guess what's happening? That energy rubbing off. It's like static electricity, baby. It's rubbing off on Tulu. Guess what? It's rubbing off on Elko. Guess what? It's rubbing off on Cars in the Cut. What's what? It's running on John Buchanan. It's rubbing off on everybody. Misery loves company. If you go out there and look for misery, guess what? You're going to find it. Look, Jay got a whole sack full of misery over here that I could be throwing out on everybody. Lost my son. Buried him 2 days after my birthday. Have anxiety, have panic attacks, have separation issues, have depression, have PTSD, have all this bag of shit over here that I'm carrying, like an anchor. Then I got all this shit from the military. I got everything that happened in the military. I'm dragging that shit too. If I focused on every bit of that negativity, on all that, my brother shot himself 6 months after my son died. If I drug all that shit out and I spewed that shit every day, I wouldn't want to watch me neither. I wouldn't want to watch me neither. But you know what I can do? I can take all that tragedy and all that heartbreak, and sometimes I get on here and I break down. I can take every bit of that for fuel, for fire, and share that story in a positive way with somebody to motivate them and say, hey, look, man, don't take things for granted, because I promise you, it could be gone just like that. It could be gone just like that. In a blink of an eye, it can be gone. Blink. Just think about it. There's somebody out there right now that's my age that's not alive. They didn't make it. There's somebody out there right now that's your age that they didn't make it. And you over here worrying about what everybody else is doing and got all this negativity and this hate and this miserable in your heart, and you hate the world and you mad at the world for what? Man, think about all the positivity stuff that you could do if you took half the energy that you spend on spewing hate and all this negativity. If you just spewed a little bit of, you'd be like the Grinch, man. Your heart would grow 3 sizes overnight. You see what I'm saying? You got to get away from them, man. It's toxic. It's toxic. Think about it, man. If you go to the store and you buy a bucket of peaches, you go through and you cull the peaches. You find the ones that's soft. You make peach brandy out of them, or you make peach cobbler out of them. If you leave one soft peach in the bunch, the whole bushel of peaches is not going to be no good. Same thing with people, man. If you run around with bad fruit and you run around with people that's negative all the time, blah, 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 guess what, man? You are going to change your mindset and you're going to be the exact same damn way. Carrie, didn't you have a birthday a while back and you said something about a happy birthday, and then all of a sudden you were gone and you wasn't in the video no more? You wasn't in the live feed. Carrie, is that correct? Am I correct? I know exactly what you're talking about. I actually got up. Carrie, and a few weeks back, look, dude, this has been on my brain. This has been on my mind. No, my birthday's in August. Then why did you, I thought you commented and said today's my birthday. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate you, Woody. Look, well, I was fixing to sing you happy birthday, man. I thought today was your birthday. I thought I missed it the other week and you got gone and we got sidetracked and we said, ooh, look, squirrel. And next thing you know, it was over with. I hope today, the adventure today that y'all tagged along, the drive over there, finding the old cars in the woods, going to the show, I hope every bit of that. Well, it ain't your birthday. It ain't your birthday, so I can't sing you happy birthday. I hope everybody got motivated today. I hope y'all tagged in this afternoon. I hope you get motivated. I hope you push yourself out of your comfort zone to do something that you normally wouldn't do, to get out of that box and out of that routine. Yeah. What's up? I'm in North Carolina. What's up? I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. And I don't know if I do an 8 o'clock wake up call in the morning. I might. I don't know. It depends on what happens in the morning. But I'll definitely be back on point 8 o'clock Monday morning. Y'all's 8 o'clock wake up call. I got to do some chores tomorrow. I got to do some weed eating, some mowing, grocery shopping. Got to wash some pollen off some cars. Got to do some laundry. Yeah, Jay washes his own laundry, if y'all didn't know that. I've been washing my clothes since I was 13 years old. I wash my own laundry. So I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. Hit that subscribe button. I'm unmotivated, did yard work today, and my arms are full of poison ivy. Well, I hate that. Get you some calamine lotion and rub on it. So I appreciate every single one of you. Hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button. Support people that support you and support people that are motivated. Don't watch this toxic crap on YouTube. Don't watch the news. Don't watch that stuff. If you sit around and watch the news, I don't care what news you watch. I watch the damn weather. That's it. I don't care a crap about nothing else because they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do, whether I tell them no or tell them yes. So don't get lost in the woods for the trees, boys and girls. Get up, live your life the best you can. Take care of your peeps. Take care of your fam. Do what you're supposed to do. Hustle and grind every day like it's the last day. When you get ready to lay down on bed at night, tell the good Lord that today was a great day. I appreciate for the day. I give it my all. I give it my best. And if today's the last day, then damn it, I'm done and I'm clocking out. But if you grant me another day tomorrow, I promise you that I'll push harder, I'll grind harder, and I'll do even better tomorrow than I did today. If you give me another day. But if you don't, I appreciate you and I'm blessed for the day that I got. And I didn't take it for granted. And boys and girls, I want every single one of you to win and stay away from them negative people because Jay said so, and that's the damn boss. I'm the Rick Ross boss, and I got him flying across the Atlantic. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember what I said, boys and girls. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch or sweep off anybody else. And if you're down in the dumps and depressed and you need to talk to me, that's my number. Holler at me, and if I can help you, I'll help you. Remember what I said, boys and girls. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch or sweep off anybody else's. Put God first. Let it loose and drag. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I'm out.